Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? My bad, I was doing some tests, man. Let me know if you can hear me now, bro. Yeah, man, I really was just cracking up about this about this game, dog. Like, we didn't have a chance. We didn't have a chance after the first quarter, bro. Like, it was real. That was tough to watch. After the first quarter, it was like we gave up almost 50 points in the first quarter. It was over. It was over after the first quarter. They came out and they hit almost every 3-pointer that they had down Zion and your boy Brandon Ingram. We came out sleepwalking. They came out ready. Um, they're a good team, well coached team. Willie Green, they're a deep squad. Now that's a team that can actually play 11, 12 people deep, and it won't hurt the squad. It'll just help the squad. And they possibly got another good pick coming. They're ready. Those are some. That's a good squad over there, man. And Valanciunas just killed us on the boards. Like I said earlier before the game, if you was here in the pregame show, I said that Valanciunas was going to be a problem if we can't get him off of the boards, basically. And he was a factor in the boards. And Herb Jones and Trey Murphy was playing defense. They was locking us up. Jalen Green had another bad game. I was hoping to come in here, and I said before the game I needed Jalen Green to bounce back. He did not bounce back. He bounced, but he didn't come back. He's been lost. He's been lost in La La Land. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Green. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Green, man. Like, for real. Oh man, the backups played decent. They tried to get us back in the game, but it was like Lucas. He threw in the towel like around the 4-minute mark and brought in Boban. Like, really, this is the type of game you probably could have played Boban at least 5-6 minutes in, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. 4 minutes a half or something. Give them 10 minutes, 5 minutes a half or something to slow down Valanciunas. Because we seen them, they still had their starters in. We brought in our backups, and Boban, he can handle Valanciunas, and he was handling Valanciunas. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think we should play much of Boban. I don't think we should play, but matchups like this, when you got a lumbering giant on the other end, like Valanciunas, Boban is not that big of a mismatch. He's still skilled enough to give Valanciunas headaches. And he can shoot free throws. If they decide to just hack a shack him, he'll go to the free throw line and make free throws. But I think Jabari was the only one that looked like he wanted to play this game. Jabari was everywhere. I think we should probably cut out so many centers that we play and just put in Jabari. Sub Jabari in, let him play small ball 5, get him out the drop coverage, because we seen CJ eating the drop coverage alive, especially when Garuba got in there, and your boy Bruno. They were just setting screens at the top of the key, and he just coming off, and they're 10 feet away, drop in the drop coverage. CJ just pulling up, bang, bang, bang. So it's like, bro, some gotta give. I don't know how much longer Silas gonna make it, man. I really don't. Look like the pressure's getting to him. I think he did have a fair argument about some of the calls that we got early. They was rolling, and they was giving us some BS calls, man. It really was some BS calls, and Silas kind of took it personal. He was doing like this, number 4, like I guess he counted at least 4 bad calls in a row to where it made him just blow his lid. I only seen Silas do that one more time, and I was actually at the game when he got kicked out the last year against the Timberwolves. Something similar. It was something similar, but it was later in the game. He was out this piece early. He was in the shower early. But KPJ, I said I wanted to see him against Alvarado. Alvarado got the best of them again, if you ask me. We basically got out coached. They're down. They're really down some people, some guys over there. And you remember I said that I wanted Jackson Hayes. You see the rim protection Jackson Hayes provides and the rebounding and the lob threat that he provides. That's what we need. That's why I said I would take Jackson Hayes right now. He's a luxury over there right now. They don't really need him. He's a luxury. You know what I'm saying? So this game was entertaining towards the end, but the first half it was brutal, bro. It was brutal. It was a brutal game. Now let me holler at my CSGs. Chop Shop gang. What up? Where y'all at, man? Let me hear it. Let's see who we got in here with us in the chat. Jose Para, what's good, Jose? Appreciate you for joining us, man. Joe Blue, what's good, Joe Blue? Let's see, Roderick Dixon, what's good, Roderick Dixon? Appreciate you for joining us over here. Josh Christopher fan page, where you been at, brother? I see Josh Christopher got some minutes tonight. He was looking all right. Baba Shola, what's happening, Baba Shola? Sigga Miggs, what's good, Sigga Miggs? Zachary Sand, what's happening? Swaggy D, what's good, Swaggy D? Let's see. Kubalay, what's good, Kubalay? Devin 95, what's up, Devin the dude? What's happening? Let's see who else with us in here. Lee, what's good, Lee? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Dan Deach, what's good, Dan Deach? Appreciate you, my dude. Let's see who we got in here with us. Y'all boys been in there chopping it up, bro. Y'all got in here early, man. Y'all got that frustration. Get it out, man. Have at it. Brandon Simpson, what's good, Big B? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Curtis Ho, what's happening, Curtis Ho? Appreciate you, Curtis Ho. Let's see. JNRZ, what's happening, JNRZ? Appreciate you. Let's see. Johnny Johnson, what's happening? CSG, what's happening, Johnny Johnson? Lock 787, what's good, Lock 787? Appreciate you for joining us over here at the Chop Shop. Let's see who else we got. up in here with us. Y'all boys in here. Let's see. Bumper, what's happening, Bumper? Third Coast Alliance, what's good, Third Coast? Nah, you right on time, baby. We ain't even get it cracking yet. We ain't get it cracking. Let's get it. But might as well go ahead and read off these BS stats that we had. See how our young squad looked tonight, man. It wasn't pretty. I'm gonna read them out. Like I said, my graphics thing is not working. My graphics scene not working, so I'm gonna have to just read them off. What's up, James Pierce? What's good, bro? Appreciate you for joining us up in here. Sayonus, what's good, Sayonus? Midnight, what's good, Midnight? Appreciate you for joining us. Let's get it popping. H-Town Finest, what's happening, H-Town Finest? Trust the process. I hear you, bro. Trust the process, man. Maybe we need to do some processing over here like Philadelphia 76ers. Let's get to these stats, man. Jabari Smith Jr., he played 31 minutes. He was 3 for 10 from the field. 2 for 8 from 3. 13 rebounds with 14 points. Jabari was alright. He was alright. Sengun, he only played 22 minutes because we want to play 4 centers for some reason. As soon as we put in Sengun with the backup squad, almost a simulation of the Goon squad. We ain't said that in a minute because it hasn't been very impactful lately. But Sengun actually led that comeback to put us within 15, 12 points at one time, I think. But he didn't play enough. He really didn't. Eric Gordon, he played 29 minutes. He was 5 for 12, 2 for 6 from the 3-point line. He had 13 points. Eric Gordon was all right, man. KJ should be starting, bro. I don't care what nobody says, bro. If you can't see that this man needs to be starting, you big sleep. Let's see. Kevin Porter Jr., he had 31 minutes. He was 4 for 11 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3-point line. He had 11 points. He was like a negative 23. Jalen Green was a negative 8. Eric Gordon was a -17. Jabari was just a -1, and Sengun was just a -3. So Jabari and Sengun was being impactful. Jalen Green, he shot 5 for 15 from the field, 2 for 8 from the 3-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and he had 16 points. Jalen, if he gonna be that guy, man, Jalen gotta find out a better way to score, man. He gotta be, either coach gotta draw it up. He just can't, he don't have a deep enough bag to just isolate. He's not a very good isolation player right now. His bag needs to get deeper before he can just heavy isolate like he want to. Kevin Porter Jr. the same way, but he got a way deeper bag than Jalen. He actually have a way deeper bag than Jalen, so he can half-ass get away with, the isolation and heavy isolation. But even then, we see him run into the problems where he'll turn it over and he'll look dumbfounded and don't know what to do with it. So they're not really built. Jalen not really built yet for a heavy isolation game. He really needs to get in his bag this offseason and get stronger and get a tighter handle. He need to, because he ain't gonna be able to just blow by everybody all day, every day. Those legs are gonna get tired. Those legs are gonna get tired eventually. Tari Eason, he only played 15 minutes. He was 2 for 5 from the field, no 3-pointers attempted, 4 rebounds. He was -11. He only had 4 points. Boban came in and he actually played 4 minutes, 2 for 2 from the field. He was 1 for 1 from the free throw line, had a rebound. He was a +4 with 5 points. Let's see. Garrison Matthews, he played 10 minutes, 2 for 5 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. He had 6 points. Josh Christopher, he looked good in his little 5 minutes he came in and played. Josh Christopher, he was 2 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3. But he had 4 points. He was a +9. Daishan Nix was also a +9, and he didn't have nothing. He only registered 1 rebound and 1 assist. I watched him. He played 13 minutes. He was 0 for 1 from 3. He's had 0 points, and he was like a -1. But he had 1 steal and 1 rebound. So Tata, he really wasn't a major factor either this game. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, Bernardo Pena. Appreciate it. I don't know if you're in the chat or whatever, but appreciate you for joining the Chop Shop community over here. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself while you're here, brother. Bernardo. Appreciate it. Let's get to some of these comments in the chat. Let's get to some of these comments since I done ran it down. Let's see what the CSG got to say about this game. How y'all feeling about this game? Man, like I said, y'all been chopping it up in here, so I'm going to have to just pick and roll with it. Let's see. Who lucky number? Let's see. Joe Blue says game was over after the pregame stream. Yeah, man, it didn't seem like we didn't have no chance of winning this game after the tip-off, man. After the tip-off, it was over. It was really over. Swaggy D says GTA decent. Sometimes we need someone to humble the backcourt. Yeah. Dan D says this game was over as soon as Silas stepped on the court. Dan DJ ain't gonna let that boy Silas breathe. Let's see. Baba Shoulder says, can the Pelicans keep all their players? Probably not. Because they're going to have another, probably a high-level pick to come in soon. At least a mid-first rounder, depending on how good the Lakers do. So, I'm telling you, maybe we can get Jackson Hayes off that boy. Maybe even that Najee Harris fella. That boy looked good. He actually a baller. I like what I seen out of him tonight, Curtis O says, let's talk about the Raptors erasing the 21-point deficit in the final 3 minutes. I heard about that, bro, but I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the game. But this is a rocket space, brother. You know that, Curtis O. But nah, I didn't get to watch the game. I don't know how they did it. Omni Reality, he says having a late dinner with the wife, had to roll to drop a light, didn't get a chance to watch the game tonight, but I see the score. Yeah, appreciate that, Omni Reality, appreciate that. Patrick Mitchell, appreciate you for subscribing to the channel, Patrick. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy yourself over here at the Chop Shop community, fella. Sit back and relax, enjoy the show, and chop it up in the chat with the rest of the CSGs, the Chop Shop gang. Here we go, here we go. Sigga Mid says hardcore sophomore slump. Talking about Jalen Green, yeah, man. Jalen Green, he's struggling right now. No doubt about it. Somebody had asked me about seeing if Tari Eason's mom on Twitter was talking about them breaking. Oh yeah, that was Devin. Yeah, Ghost, they say Tari mom say the Rockets broke him on Twitter. Yeah, bro, I seen the tweet. If you don't follow her on Twitter, basically, yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what she was saying, bro. She was saying like don't trip over not getting minutes. Like look inside of yourself, find yourself again. Like the young man that used to love this game, like he's like questioning the game. Like, do he even want to play for the Rockets no more? Like he's lost out here, bro. Like all this losing, bro. When you're not used to losing, man, this is kind of what happens. This is what happens, bro. Them boys don't want to come here and be just like losing all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what's up. So I can very well believe that he is feeling some type of way, just like everybody on the roster is feeling some type of way. You know, so yeah, bro, like Tari, the way she said it, like he's not happy, bro. I don't know what type of role he want exactly as a rookie, but I will admit he's not playing with the same oomph, the same strength. I think they probably tried to coach it out of him, and they probably coached him a little too hard to where now he don't know how to play. Like he knew one way. Like some of these guys, you gotta let them just play. You know, and now he's thinking in his head, and now he's turning the ball over. He's doing things he wouldn't usually do that he wasn't doing earlier in the season, even in the summer league or preseason. Tari looked like he was gonna be one of the, fourth or third or fourth, fifth best player on the squad. But now he's looking like he need G League time. And he looking like he ain't probably not even G League worthy. Like, so the mama, you know how KJ Martin, that he wasn't happy with the process. I'm wondering, is Jabari Smith Sr. gonna say something next? I don't know, because he's probably been in this situation before. I think he played with the Bucks or something when they probably wasn't that good. So maybe he kind of understand what this whole rebuilding thing is like. But I haven't heard him say much on the matter. But I can't imagine that he's happy with his son's role when he's like the top 3 pick. I can't imagine he's happy with Jabari just basically standing in the corner and not being utilized like he should be, or like he feel like he should be. So I'm just waiting on the dominoes to fall. Really waiting on the dominoes to fall. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody is upset by All-Star break. I really wouldn't be surprised, bro. I really wouldn't be surprised. Dan D says Curtis Ho, if Mobley can stay healthy, I honestly think they can play with pretty much anyone. Yeah, Mobley, he alright, man. Mobley a good man. Like, it's too late. We can't go back and cry over spoiled milk, man. We got Jalen Green. We just gotta hope and pray Jalen Green figure this thing out, because the deed is done. We didn't have that baby. The bacon's over with. We didn't have that baby. He here now. So we can't go back and put on the rubber. You know what I'm saying? We can't ask the stork for nobody else. So the deed is done, bro. Like, we got to get a coach in here that's going to get the most out of Jalen Green. Like, all the ifs, ands, and maybes, and we shoulda, coulda, woulda, did this, and that's out the window. That's out the window. We got to live with what we got now. And I'm not giving up on Jalen Green. Like, I still think he can be that guy, but he needs some work. Honestly, he really needs some work. And this is like a real shooting guard trajectory that he's on. Like most shooting guards just don't come out and just be that dude. They gotta get in the rhythm, you know. And Jalen, I just want him to be more aggressive. I just want him to be more aggressive and play a little bit smarter. Take more in the flow type shots. It's like he's trying to create everything for himself, and it's making him look bad because he's not trusting the guys that's around him. Kubale says, I will remember the night with Rockets panicking a long time. I can't forget. Yeah, bro, it is what it is. Bumper H-Town already. Bumper H-Town finally says, on my way to work, trust the process. It hurts though. Yeah, bro. Yeah, H-Town. It do hurt, man. But hopefully the process needs to start real soon, bro. It's gonna be real. It's gonna get real ugly in H-Town, bro. This city is not known for being patient, because we used to at least winning something. We're not used to being just the bottom of the barrel. We're not used to being in this position. This kind of new. Like, even people say, yeah, I wasn't around against around the Kevin Martin area, or the Steve Francis era, or another era where we was bad at. But we was never this bad. We was never this bad. Even those teams wasn't as talented as these teams, I would say. But we was never this bad. You know, so take that with what you want. You know, take that how you want it. Midnight says Steve Nash equals Steven Silas. Well, we need to get them up out of there, because you seen the Brooklyn, they reeled off what, like 12 in a row. You know, 12 in a row. Swaggy D says, space, I see the new tank emoji. Yeah, we got a new tank emoji, Swag. Somebody asked for that. I think DJ Generation asked for that new tanking emoji. So yeah, man, use that tanking emoji. Oh man, Jose Perro, man, they messing with you. They say change your name, man. You giving us bad Jose Alvarado vibes in the chat, bro. They want you to change your name. Just be JP. Change it to JP or something. Oh man, y'all crazy, bro. James Pierce says Alvarado is annoying like Pat Bev. Yeah, he is, bro. He is. Jose says, yeah, Pels ain't getting very far with him at guard. I don't know, man. He's just a sneaky little ant, bro. It's just like everywhere. He's a mosquito. He won't go away. Let's see. James Pierce says Pelicans hero balled out tonight. Yeah, bro. Pelicans was on their note. But we didn't help them. We didn't help any at all, bro. We did, because we started turning it over early. Jehovah Sins, what's good? They said they refused to play defense on the perimeter in transition. That's facts, bro. Derek Grant says salute, Space Ghost. KJ Martin should have been starting in the starting lineup since the beginning of the season, bro. Derek, since the beginning of the season, this man should have been in the starting lineup. And I'm not going to even be mad if he really still wanted to get traded. Because it looked like soon as Tate get back, he probably going to leapfrog him in a rotation anyway. And we still watching Eric Gordon go out there, dribbling it off of his foot and his knee and missing layups. Like, bro, what is that? Like, what is that? What is this about? Like, we don't need Eric Gordon, bro. We really don't. Like, we losing with him, bro. Like, we don't need this guy. I don't know why they just stuck on keeping him. James Pierce says transition sucks because they are going for rebounds to make up for turnovers and bad efficiency. Yeah, it's all correlated, bro. It is all correlated. But with Valanciunas down there, we needed everybody to gangbang the rebounds today. We really did. And it didn't work out into our favor. That's just a talented team. They are a talented team. They're not the number, three spot in the league for nothing, bro. Like, they are a talented team, bro. Deep. We see them deep. Just imagine they ain't have Brandon Ingram or Zion. And we sitting here complaining, bro. We got it light. We got it light tonight, bro. What if they did have Brandon Ingram? They would have had us down by 50. Easy. It could have been worse. Crazy. Dan D says someone should introduce Silas, KPJ, and Green to Jabari and Sengun. Facts, facts. Third Coastal Lines. He says, I believe Jalen has potential, but he's not looking like the guy right now. I understand the whole sophomore slump thing, but I'm really wondering if his training style is good for him. Like bro, if y'all was on Twitter, bro, me, Frank, our boy Mike, Uncle Mike on there, we was all talking about, because we seen Tari and KJ and all these guys going to all these other runs, and they doing the Rico runs, and they playing summer league. I mean, not summer league, during the summer, going to these all these different mini little camps and runs and stuff, getting it in. We like, where's Jalen? Where's Jalen? Where's Jalen? It's not good. He need to be in the gym. He need to be doing his bag. You know what I'm saying? He need to get in his bag. He need to be in his bag, but he never showed. And we thought it was concerning then, but people thought it was just hyperbolic. We was being just overreacting. Ask Frank. Frank know that they thought we was just being overreacting. Like, nah, man, we know how this go. We know how this go. We seen guys on this trajectory to where when they get out there and get it and run, and basketball is their life, they eat, sleep, shit, basketball, excuse my French, that's those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's those guys, bro, and that's what they need. But, bro, Jalen wasn't doing it. He was off in Milan, sipping tea and chilling, eating tea and crumpets, you know, holding his coffee cup like the queen. He over there chilling. These boys out here getting it in. Now we see it look like he's hitting a wall, bro. You know, he's hitting a wall when, like Frank said, KPJ was in there with your boy Brickley, getting it in every day. So yeah, man, Jalen, he got some stuff to prove, bro. He really got some stuff to prove. I'm not giving up on him, but he gotta get some stuff right. He gotta get his priorities together, basically. He gotta get his priorities together. Baba Shola says Tata had some way to go. Kinda looks ordinary. Yeah, me, Tata, I was kinda, the good thing about Tata, he don't take extra and risk. He's very safe-minded with the ball. So it's not really a bad thing the way he really, carry himself. I'm really just not improved. I'm not impressed, with his shot. Like, his shot look flat. Like, he don't get a whole lot of arc on it. He don't really use his legs when he really shooting. I don't like those type of shots unless you just got a hell of a wrist game, the way you can just flick it up there. I like shots with your leg, you know what I'm saying? More of your legs and jump shots. He got more of a mini set shot that it don't look good. It don't look good coming off his hand. It really don't. But yeah, I think he probably needs some more G League time. He probably needs some more G League time too. Dan D says Jabari has the tools to be the best offensive player. Facts. If they would have just keep on getting them boys, Jabari down there in the paint, Jabari will make the necessary adjustments to stop him, basically. So they just don't use Jabari like he need to be. They really just don't use my boy. I don't know what it is. James Pierce says true boys play harder for Lucas. Silas needs to take some time off from his loss. Let Lucas run it for a while. I agree. Baba Shoulder says Eason should calm down. He is not a lottery pick. Yeah, man. He just got that. He got that tunnel vision. So yeah, it is like that. Let's see. My boy Frank, what's good, Frank? You want to come up? You want me to get the link out? Let me know. Let's see. Oh, Joe Blue want the link. Let me see if I can. Let me get it. I'm getting it for you. I'm getting it for you. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, there go the link, man. If you want to hit it, come on up. Let me know when you're in there, and so I can bring you up. Oh man, let me see this real quick. Let me see. Gotta add that. Add this. Oh no. Let me see. You in there, Joe Blue? Let me look. Okay, I see you, Joe Blue. Can you hear me, Joe Blue?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me see. Can I bring you in real fast? I can hear you though, Joe Blue. Go ahead. Go ahead. Can y'all hear Joe Blue in the chat? Trying to see, can they hear you? You still can hear me, Joe Blue?
Trying to see if you could hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. I'm just not sure if it's just here or is it for the YouTube also?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out real fast. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, they can hear you, bro. They can hear you.
All right, cool.
So what's been up, Joe? What's been up?
Not much, man. I mean, I've been doing like a lot of thinking as far as like the way the Rockets have been going. Like, I mean, from what it looks like with Jalen Green, he's been shooting like less than 40%, mostly like a third, which is like 33%, which is kind of disappointing. Like, I don't know if it's KPJ rubbing off on him or if he's just trying to do too much or maybe develop his game, which maybe he should have done something during the off season. But to me, it's just like all these step back threes. It's just they're not falling, man. At some point, you just gotta just realize what you're doing is just not working. It's just frustrating because, like, to me, the talent is there, but I don't know if it's coaching where like we're not hard, like we're not changing anything. There's no adjustments as far as to like even when these players are not doing well, we're just not even putting them in a position to succeed either, though.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. It's so frustrating that we continue. It just seems like it's just the continuation of the same thing over and over and over. You know, it's like, when can we get out of this loop, this ugly loop? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real bad. James Pierce, appreciate that $5 super chat, brother. Appreciate that super sticker. With the wow. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, Joe Blue, I don't know what we got to do to get out of this funk. I don't know. We pretty much done blamed everybody. You know, we pretty much done blamed everybody. We got to just chalk it up as this whole experiment that we have, or this whole
Yeah, I totally agree.
Coaching staff or the players are the problem, and I think the coaching staff is the easiest thing to fix right now. So I think the coaching staff is going to have an overhaul before a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the thing is, like, when you're losing, all you have to do, it's almost like COVID. You have nothing to do but think with everything that's going on. And it's just like, I try to give Stone the pass and I try to give Jalen Green the pass. I mean, he's still young, still his second year, but it's just like, what you're hoping though is like especially when it comes to rebuild, it's like, okay, you want to see growth and potential. It's like, you want to see a direction of where the team is going. And I think that's what bothers me the worst is that we don't have a sense of direction right now.
Yeah, it's a hard watch, man. Because, like you said, I think we have the talent. I don't know where's the disconnect. Like I tried to put it at the feet of KPJ, and then I can't really just because you got to go from the players, and if the players don't look like they're doing it, then it's the coach, and if the coach don't look like he's the right coach, then who picked the coach? It's the GM. But we have new everything, brand new, fresh as a baby's bottom. We just learning how to walk as a GM, as a point guard, as a coach, as an organization, rookies. The only person that really have sure footing in this league that can go and stand off of something.
I mean, it's bad when you have somebody, a player's mom, on Twitter.
Yeah, bro. She basically saying we broke her son, bro. that's not what's up, bro. She's saying we broke her son, dog.
That's just and like to me, it's like the frustrating part is like I've been giving I think Stone the pass the most, and I've always said like, well, he's drafted well, which he has. But I mean, that's what you're supposed to do as a GM, you know. But I mean, I was thinking about it today as I was watching the game. It's like, would the Cleveland Cavaliers be where they are right now if we wouldn't have done that trade? You know, it's like those little things that make you a great GM to make a good move to be like to separate you just a little bit as far as improving. Where like Cavaliers are going to make the playoffs. You know, those are things that make a great GM. And it's like every thing that Stone has done is just like as far as from like signing free agents or trades or anything like that, he hasn't really done anything that's really stood out. I mean, we're playing a 3-center rotation, and I think Silas is trying to do Stone a favor just to try to give Bruno Fernando minutes, because otherwise that contract is pretty much for nothing. And I kind of think he's kind of trying to do the same thing with KPJ, where you're giving him $15 million a year to try to justify the contract that he's getting. And then Jalen sees that, and Jalen sees like, well, it's just one thing after another. Where you have players seeing, well, I'm going to be rewarded at some point with some money. Like these players want to play hero ball, and that was the one thing that I was worried about Harden right before Harden left was like, who's going to be the next Harden? Like I'm going to be the next Harden. It's like try to take away that mindset that you're going to be that player though. Like, we're not going to do hero ball anymore. We're going to play team ball. And that's what I was kind of looking forward for the rebuild.
Yeah, but we actually brought in a coach that plays a hero ball style of offense. You know, because we did have a Harden type guy here that would be able to, you know, look good in this type of offense. We don't have that no more. So eventually, I think, like everybody said, Silas got hired for a totally different job. He didn't get hired for a rebuild. He didn't come in with a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to have this amount of young guys, and I'm going to have to do this, I'm going to have to do that. It's kind of like he got tossed into it. So all his whole monkey wrench had to get changed up. Now, don't get me wrong. I still don't think
I can't hear you right now.
What's up? Can you hear me, Joe Blue? Joe Blue. I think I
got
lost
you now.
Joe Blue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Gotcha. I was just making sure. I wasn't sure what was the last thing you said.
Oh, you had lost contact with me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just saying Silas, he wasn't hired for this rebuild. He was hired for James Harden, like everybody says and everybody knows. So it wouldn't be a bad thing to just let him go. He wasn't prepared for this. He didn't have the footnotes or nothing like that. He probably wasn't even looking at the draft or nothing like, he wasn't doing none of that. He was probably looking at Russell Westbrook and James Harden and filling out with the rest of the guys that we had on the squad then and Christian Wood. So it's not it won't be a bad thing to just let him walk, man. Let him walk. He
Yeah, I
lost
totally
his
agree with you.
he
I
lost
totally
his
agree with you
dad,
as
bro.
far
Just let him
on
go.
that end. Like he did, like as far as Silas was hired for Harden, and once that, I mean, the thing is, like, to me now, it's like I've seen it like on a couple comments, and it's just like it's kind of trippy seeing that Stone is kind of quiet now because in the very beginning he was kind of outspoken, and he hasn't really said much this season.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was saying like solid. I mean Stone, he's getting a pass on it. A lot of this stuff. He's just letting Silas take the bullets. So if he's gonna do that, he can't fire this man. I'm guessing. He's gonna look like a snake almost in my eyes if he just let Silas just keep constantly getting all the wrath from everybody, and he don't stand up and at least says, Steven Silas is our coach. He's doing the best he can. Something that's gonna inspire or at least give your coach a benefit of the doubt. Like he's just leaving him out. He's not even coming back and disputing none of the leaks or nothing. He's just being quiet, bro. It's crazy.
That's facts though. It's all facts. I totally agree.
Elite Goods LLC, what's good, brother? Appreciate you for joining us. I see you're a New Orleans Pelicans fan. I'm not mad at you, brother. Like if you ever came by, or you can ask anybody in the chat. I've been said I got y'all going to the Western Conference Finals, man. I really do. So elite, brother. Have at it, man. Have at it. Enjoy yourself in the chat, man. You go ahead and roast. Do what you want to do. This a nice community, man. I'm not gonna boot you out my stream for causing havoc and being proud of your team, bro. Appreciate you for joining us over here. Usagami, what's good, Usagami? He says Cavaliers have all good assets in spite of they stack AF. Yeah, they are, but they wasn't always stack AF. That's what we saying. They made the moves at the right time to get stacked. Usagami. That's the problem. Stone haven't made too much of those moves to go in that direction. Sig says they need a new system. Swaggy D says Rockets currently last in total team assists and total turnovers. That's mostly on our guards, bro. You know what I'm saying, Joe Blue? That's mostly on our guard shoulders right there, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's mostly on our guards. I mean, I also think it's a system. Um, I think we're not saying our players in a position to succeed. I mean, it's how you said, like, our offense is technically it's guard oriented, but like it's just not working. We're just doing the same thing over and over again. I think if there was one frustration I had for today, it would have been Sengun's minutes. I mean, we've always said like, well, maybe Silas is taking him out because of foul trouble, but the dude only had 3 fouls and only had 22 minutes. So what's the excuse now?
Well, you remember the last time Lucas played, he didn't really give Sengun a lot of minutes either. So what, Silas was in the game maybe 5 minutes, something like that before he got booted out. This was on Lucas why he didn't play him like that. Like something like Lucas, he do tend to lead to more of a traditional style big when he coach. He either have Bruno or Garuba in there at long stretches, and I think tonight was more of a Lucas than Silas because Silas wasn't there. You know what I mean? Unless Silas was in the back telling him don't play, certain people certain while, stick to the lineups or something like that. But I doubt it because once you get booted, that's the backup coach job. He should be able to run it how he want to run it.
But I mean, that still goes to the coaching staff. Like, what kind of structure do we have? Like, I mean, as an assistant coach or whatnot, there should be I mean, whether you want to do your own scheme or not, but there should be structure to see like, okay, we're gonna have these players playing like a certain amount of minutes. But we're still not getting that. It's like, for example, KJ had an amazing game though, yet I mean, until Eric Gordon gets traded, he's gonna keep coming off the bench, you know. And it's like we're in last place right now. It's like, I mean, we're gonna start Eric Gordon, but it's not gonna necessarily say that his trade value is gonna go up, you know. And that's where I was saying, going back to Stone, it was just like, yeah, we made all these trades, and the team that got really better was Cleveland. And even then, like the acquisitions that we did get, we gave it away. Like we gave away Levert for pretty much nothing, and then Cleveland turned Levert to 2 first-round picks. You know, so it's just like all those maneuvers that Stone has done. Aside from yeah, we have these trade assets from Brooklyn, but aside from that, there ain't nothing else.
Yeah, that's why eventually I think he's just gonna he's gonna have to trade mostly everybody besides Jalen and Jabari, and maybe he probably keep KPJ as long as possible. But most of these other guys is eventually gonna have to get traded because we're gonna have to see some type of tangible assets from all of the other trades to accumulate to somebody that like, let's say in theory we get rid of KJ and maybe Eric Gordon for a nice piece or somebody, you know, then you can say I did that to this to do this to and it led to this. But right now we just like in the middle stages of who's gonna turn into what, when, where, and how. You know, it's like all these speculations about Eric Gordon, he could be moved, he could, bro. I'm tired of that. I haven't seen nothing that would tell me he will get moved because they've been trying to move him for almost 3 years now and still can't do it. And then I believe, if I saw right on Twitter, Eric Gordon was basically like he want them to basically opt in into his next deal next year. I mean his last year next year, his player option. No, man, no. Like the Eric Gordon saga is just going on too far, too much. They should have traded him now he's just becoming a problem. Like his money, everything. I don't know if anybody even want him now. I don't even know his real trade value no more because they played with the game so much. You know, they played with we getting the first from Philly, we gonna get a first from Phoenix, and they really came out on the wrong end of the whole every deal that they tried to even broach. So I don't even know what Eric Gordon real value is right now. But if we could take KJ Moore, like I said, and Eric Gordon and get somebody.
I mean, I totally agree. I mean, it's one of those where you just kind of have to bite your losses with what we're gonna get with Eric Gordon. Just be like, you know what, just take the L, and it is what it is. I don't know if like it's Stone trying to think too much, but at the same time, like, I mean, we're already in full tank mode. Yeah, I have no clue if they're trying to win or not. But it's like at this point, like, let's see what we have in our players, you know. And I know there was like saying like majority of the wins that we've had have been with Eric Gordon, but like, I mean, you hope so. Those are the things like you want to have because we're paying him $20 million a year to win games. You know, it's like, but we're in last place. So I mean, whoever's contract that we're going to give next year, whether it be 25, 30 million, it's like, okay, you kind of want to double the wins, if not triple the wins, whatever we're getting with Eric Gordon. I mean, the more I thought about it, it's like, whatever player that we do happen to sign as a free agent or trade for, is probably going to be like a bridge player. Because at the same time, it's still going to be a bridge to where like we're going to be in the process of winning, like to learn how to win games. Where it's about 3 to 4 year bridge, and then after that 3 to 4 year bridge is where you kind of go all in. That's my mindset. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of on that trajectory because we don't even know the guys that we have presently are really foundational pieces 100%. Like, we hoping Jalen Green will be, and I think Jabari will be, but we haven't seen nothing that tells us that they are. So eventually we're gonna have to get something, bro. Eventually, hopefully it's not in a panic state to where we just end up getting a shaft and then it pushes back 7, 8 years. But yeah, it's looking like more of a 3 to 4, maybe even a 5 year climb back into the playoffs right now. Unless we just pull off something magnificent and trade for some star, like
And that's kind of what I'm seeing also, as far as like, I don't know who's out there to sign. I mean, after this season, it's depending what Stone does. It's either gonna either set us back even more, which is even scarier, or put us on the right track. But I mean, as far as for what the move Stone has done, it doesn't look optimistic.
yeah. Like our boy Mike on Twitter, man, he swears up and down. He lives by Stone made the wrong decisions when we was dealing James Harden. He swears like that's gonna come back and bite us in the butt sooner than later, because look at those picks now that we have with Brooklyn. Brooklyn looking awesome. It looked good when they was all had the drama the end of last year, but now it look like those picks are gonna be worth less and less and less. So I'm looking at it like Stone better cash in on those chips sooner than later, before it's like almost a guarantee that they're gonna be in the deep into the playoffs, for the next 2 to 3 years, and then we're gonna be stuck with nothing basically from those picks. So he need to get off of them quick, sooner than later. I think sooner than later. I think this
Yeah,
rebuild got
sooner
to
or
get
later
jump started
he
within
needs
the
to
next
start
two
making
years.
moves to somewhat little by improve this team. I mean, there's mixed rumblings of saying like he's been trying to win, and if he's trying to win, that makes us look even worse. Like that's scary if we're trying to win, because my mindset's been like, well, maybe Stone's trying to tank. That's the only thing. Like, you're trying to be. That's my optimistic part. Is like, what? Maybe Stone is trying to tank, and you know what? Starting next year is when he starts making moves. But it's one of those, like, you're trying to be patient, but patience only goes so far. Same thing with Green, where Green. It's sorry to say, Green's regressed though. Like, his game has changed too much. He's trying to do too much, but at the same time, like, that's where coaching comes involved to say, you know what? But they have so much free range to do whatever they want that there's no teaching or learning experiences that to do.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I told them like they they're not held accountable at all for nothing. For nothing. I can see KPJ come down, shoot a 3 pointer within 15 seconds still left on the clock, then come back down, turn the ball over, dribble it off his foot, and then the next possession he can come down and try to do a skip pass to somebody and throw it out of bounds, and he'll still be in the game. No, like he need to be set down. Jalen, the same thing. Like, we need a coach that don't care about your clout, don't care about your draft status, that he want results. And if you're not the one doing the results, you're not getting the results, you're going to have to sit your butt down until I get the correct results out of anything. Because if not, there's no fear of being bad, of making mistakes. Okay, you're going to make mistakes, but the same repetitive mistakes over and over, bonehead mistakes, some things you can just get over. I mean, some things, yeah, that's going to happen, but a lot of these things are just redundant, the same mistakes over and over. KPJ, how many times you going to drive into the lane and lose your feet before you know who you're going to pass it to, and get hung up in the air, and then you either got to take a bad contested shot, or you having a bad ugly pass that's not even.
I mean, that's
got enough
facts, man.
strength
Like,
on
with
it to
I
get
was
to where
watching
you
a
want to
little bit
go.
of the Raptors game, and I just see Van Fleet when he takes it to the hole a little bit, and it's just trying to draw attention. And the first thing he tries to do is like try to toss it out to someone at the 3-point line, and that's kind of just like just regular base, like, to me, basic basketball IQ. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just wish like KPJ would just sit back just for a little bit. Like, you know what? I could always get mine. The points for there are always going to be there. Like, there's so much like he gets so many minutes where for him to get his, he's gonna get his. Like, it's not a matter of that he's not gonna get his. It's just like, how about everybody else? Like, you know what? Let me take it to the hole. Let me draw attention. Let me pass. It doesn't matter whether they make the basket or not, but like, it gets everybody else in the flow of the game though. Like, we're like, you know what? I miss it. You know what? I'm gonna make up for it by playing great defense on the defensive side. Or if I do make it, it just brings everybody's team morale back. And it's just those are the things that you're just not seeing though with this team, unfortunately.
For sure. Let me get some of these comments. Safwan says we need a point guard and a new coach. Scoot Henderson might be the move. He just might if we get a new coach. But yeah, you might be right. Scoot is somebody. I don't know, man. I think we need a lot bit more than Scoot though. We need a lot more than Scoot to be all right. Swaggy D, what my likes looking like? What my likes looking like? Me and Joe Blue can chill real quick if we ain't got the sufficient amount of likes on it. Well, we got 68 people now. It better be at least about 35 likes on this video. Let me know. Or we can just sit here and jam a little bit till you get my likes up.
Hit the like button, people.
Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button. Yeah, my boy Teach Zilla. What's good, Teach Zilla? Ira Brown Jr., what's good for joining us? Thank you for joining us over here, brother. Appreciate it. Let's see. Well, man, J-Mon M, what's good? J-Mon M said Sengun couldn't handle Valanciunas. Yeah, but couldn't nobody really handle Valanciunas tonight. So I can't fault Sengun on that one. Let's see. Sigga Mig says 2 years away from being 2 years away. Ooh, man, that's a hard lick right there, Sigga. That's a hard lick. Lee says Usagami, A-Man is a stud, but Anthony Black is the better prospect from Arkansas. Nick is 6'5" combo scoring guard, while Black is a 6'7" defensive floor general point guard. Yeah, and I heard neither one of those guys can really shoot, so maybe we need that type of guy over here to where we can get. Maybe we can don't have to take too many shots away from other guys. Maybe they'll be a true facilitator. Let's see. J-Mon M says Stone deserves 100% of the blame. He's the architect of the tank. I hear you. Ira Brown says they be standing still looking lost, man. Yeah. He says they got no hustle. The boys young and lazy. Simple as that. Just sad to even see Houston Rockets with no fuel. Man, that's facts, bro. That's facts. My boy T. Zilla says, I'd like to see these guys take some bad fouls over just backing away and giving up easy buckets. They're at least two defenders away from being a decent defensive team. I agree. Just be physical. Be physical. Just let them know you in there. I hear you, Teach. I hear you. Usagami said you wondering why the boys have no energy anymore. Why is that, bro? Why is that? The coaches? Arshawn Mark says the tank moves slow. Okay. Let's go. D Highway 61. What's happening? He said, what's good, Space? Just want to say everyone needs to check out Juwan Howard of offense at Michigan. This man should be our next coach. Okay, I like Juwan Howard. I haven't watched Michigan, though. I'm going to have to watch him. You watch any Michigan, Joe Blue? Joe Blue.
I haven't seen too many Michigan games. I mean, to me, if I was thinking about as far as a coach, as far as the system to kind of run the offense for the Rockets, I mean, obviously, it's going to be the same, like, broken record, obviously, something with the pop tree. I mean, I was thinking about it more today during the game, like, if you remember Coach Jerry Sloan from the Jazz, where there was just so much so much off-ball movement going on, and I could see that perfectly for the Rockets, especially for the players that we have. That would fit perfectly that's the system I would like, in my opinion.
Jerry Sloan.
Yeah, I mean
Did he
that
die,
type of
bro?
system. Yeah, he did. Rest his soul.
Okay.
Rest his soul.
Okay. I'm just trying to go. I'm trying to think about like his offense. He did. When I think when he had like Andre Kirilenko and all those guys,
Yeah, it's
Carlos
just like to me.
Boozer.
I feel like if those are players, like especially like a Sengun, that offense would fit perfectly for him. I feel like it would fit perfectly for for Jabari right there. The just that quick, short, mid range shot, real quick off a screen, off a ball movement. As far as you have like Jalen Green and you have Tari like playing off the ball off of screens on the like a back cut and getting points
Mm-hmm.
that way. And then I mean, obviously, with Jerry Sloan's system, you have a good point guard. I mean, we don't have that, but if we were to lean that way, it's like it just for the talent that we have and with the players that we have. I mean, I just it's disappointing because with the minutes, the way they're being distributed, it's like today, like I said, mentioned earlier, it's like you have Sengun with 22, and you have like still the 3 center rotation, and it's just, I mean, the way I sound like a broken record, it's the same way the Rockets sound like a broken record, just doing the same old, same old. It's like at some point, it's like it's almost trying to say something like my system's gonna work, but it hasn't worked for 3 years, buddy.
Right. Facts. Facts. Step back takes. What's good? He says late to the show. That like 31 me. Okay, okay. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. J-Mon M says Jawan Howard gonna punch someone. Maybe we need somebody to punch somebody over here, bro. Make them wake up. Get they butts in gear. Ira Brown, he says need point and need center. Yeah, Michigan going hard, and his son most definitely going to get drafted. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch Michigan, bro. I might have to watch him. Uh, so in college, they run on a pro style offense in college at Michigan. That's different. That's different. D Highway 61 says the Juwan coached under Spo in Miami, former Rocket, and no way he gonna sit still smiling. That's facts. That's facts. Juwan, he had a chip on his shoulder, bro. He had a chip on his shoulder. Dan D says, what about Scott Skiles as a coach? I really never liked Scott Skiles. Did you? Did you ever like Scott Skiles, Joe Blue?
Man, Scott Skiles is going way back in the day. I don't know. Yeah, I was in the Heat. I mean, that's going a little bit. I mean, I did see it, but like I was a youngster at that time, so
Yeah.
I don't have much say on Scott Skiles right now. I know he was a coach. I know that, but that was also way back in the day, though.
That was back in the day, bro. That was back in the day.
That's
Fact.
even going back before. I mean, if you really want to go even that back, that was before Sam Cassell. And that's going even back to where Sam Cassell was a coach for the Clippers.
Yeah. Yeah. While back. Long time ago. Yusugami says, bro, OKC beat the number one seed Celtics yesterday without their best player. Yeah, they put up 150 on them. Yeah, they did. T Zilla says Skiles could teach me how to pass. Okay. I guess that's an endorsement for Scott Skiles by my boy T Zilla too. Dan D says Silas hasn't changed the system and he still expects a different result, which is the definition of insanity. That's facts, bro. That's facts. J-Mon M says Dan D Stone brought back the same players from last year's 20-win team though. He changed it up a little bit, bro. He changed it up a little bit. He should have kept Kelly Olynyk, I think, though. He definitely should have kept Kelly O. Let's see. Ira Brown, he says, yeah, he running the same offense. Fab Five ran. Okay, the Fab Five. Man, that's going back. Fab Five. He was part of the Fab Five. Wasn't you one? I was part of the Fab Five. Brandon Simpson, he says Quinn Snyder as the ultimate
Yes, he
bridge
was.
coach. Yeah, he was, right, Joe Blue? Here we go. Paquito Khaled, what's good, Paquito? He says, I'm not too familiar with today's NBA. Can we utilize the game we had during championship years, or do we need someone like Elijah One to make it work? Shout out from Korea. Um, we can utilize something similar today because that team, that championship team, was the first team to really go a four out, have the power forward out of the stretch four. That was the stretch four came into light when we did it with Robert Ory. He was the true first stretch four in league history. So we kind of, sort of, similar run something like that today, but with this different styles and different concepts because the three ball is so prominent. But yeah, I think we will need somebody like that's a big guy down there that demand a lot of attention down there. That something like Akeem Olajuwon, and you got to remember Akeem Olajuwon is the greatest defensive player of all time. So if we can get the greatest defensive player of all time on our team or somebody similar to like that, then yeah, I think we can definitely run that out style offense. Joe Blue, what you think about that?
Um, it's difficult to say. Like to me, I was actually just thinking right now. Sorry about like the question. I was thinking about like, did you? I don't know. I'm not sure if you heard. Did you hear about what Vernon Maxwell spoke earlier today, like on the radio? I think I heard like a pod about it, and he was saying like how he was frustrated. Like I don't know exactly what's going on with Vernon Maxwell, but I mean the dude's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about like how a lot of the role players don't get as much love as Akeem and Drexler, saying that like you know what he was saying like when because when Sam Cassell is the visiting team, they never do something for him. It's always Akeem and the Glide, and they don't do like certain things for role players, like say for Mario Ellie and for himself. I mean, I think that's kind of he was speaking for because he wanted something for himself. But I mean, he was part of our championships though. So did you
Shit,
ever catch that?
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it, but I mean, who do every role player get shouted out on the championship team? Like there's plenty of championship teams where yeah, people contributed, but LeBron, if they won the championship, Steph Curry and all of them, they're the names that everybody bring up, and he can't be sour about that. Uh, you know, they can't. That's like what's the Sean Livingston? That's like Sean Livingston saying, "Yeah, Steph Curry, he's the best shooter ever, but I make some shots in the playoffs too to win us a championship." You know what I mean? Like, come on, like I think he's just sound like he kind of bitter for that. He's kind of bitter for that. But Hakeem was the dude. He averaged like triple doubles doing going into the finals and stuff, bro. Like and Clyde Drexler, he was the number two scorer. Yeah, we had to Mad Max had to play some defense, but it wasn't like I don't want to sound like I'm dogging Mad Max because that kind of pissed me off when you said that. But it wasn't like we couldn't find another Mad Max type of guy to fill his role, and like we couldn't have been still back to back champions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wish. I mean, it's worth checking out though, because it's one of those like I mean, when you as a fan as a Rockets, it's like one of those like he's a dog, you like he's gonna fight like tooth and nail. Like the first 3 minutes of like him speaking, and he was on the radio. He couldn't help but just start cussing.
Start
Like
cursing.
it didn't even take it didn't even take 2 minutes. He was already throwing f bombs and be like, and even the announcer was like, we're on the radio." Just need to bring it down a notch. But it's like I mean, but that's like who Mad Max is though. That's Maxwell for you.
For sure. That is him. That is him. But I mean, everybody don't get their share fair. I mean, their fair share of credit. Just like Scottie Pippen, he won 6 championships with Michael Jordan, and he feel like he didn't get enough credit. Even though I hear a lot of people give him credit. Like I hear people saying, "Hey, Jordan might not even have one championship without Scotty." But he feel like he don't get enough credit. It's like, bro, you won a championship. You were part of something that's gonna live on forever. But
Yeah,
I think,
I was listening to that. And I was like, if, even though it was 3 minutes in, I was just thinking to myself, like, man, if if Mad Max was an assistant coach right now, he's choking somebody right now.
yeah, he gonna choke somebody out. He gonna he gonna choke somebody out, bro. He gonna choke somebody out for sure. Yusugami says, has John Lucas always been assistant Rockets coach, or he's been a coach in some other team back then? Yeah, he actually coached the Spurs back in the day. I think Coach Lucas actually got a winning record as a coach. Like he wasn't a bad coach at all. He wasn't a bad coach. I think he got caught in one almost semi rebuild on, I believe, what was that, Philadelphia or somebody like that. I can't really remember. So his at the end he kind of had a bad record towards the end of his last tenure as a coach, but he wasn't a bad coach. He really wasn't a bad coach. Let's see. Paquito Kale, he says, I think it's also memories the role players create. Mario Ellie's Kiss of Death. Shots, for example, I guess you have to stick out. Nobody's like diminishing it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm not diminishing with Vernon Maxwell or Mario Ellie, or I love all of those guys. Man, I love those guys. Those guys made a championship. That's the only championship years I know in my whole lifetime besides the Astros just winning. You know what I'm saying? There are a couple of championships lately. They are in my heart, bro, but all role players act like they don't get enough love. If you go right now and ask Kevin Love, hey, you feel like you got enough love or recognition when you was playing with LeBron, he's gonna say no. I bet you Draymond Green probably thinks the same thing. Like, I don't get enough love, even though I'm playing with Clay. And, it's a lot of guys that feel like they don't get enough love. And I'm not saying that they're right or wrong with feeling about that, but they wasn't the key guys. So that just got to live with it almost. You just got to live with it. Ira Brown says true because the Rockets was way more than just Hakeem and Clyde. Drexler, I mean, you got World Be Free, Maxwell, Mario, etc. I agree. E.F. Hutton, what's good? E.F. Hutton says, whoa, you totally lost me with the Max. Hey there, Zero Clutch City without Max, none of you talk about. I can't with that. Nah, man, we'll win. We would have won without Max, bro. Akeem was that dude, bro. Akeem, dog. Bro. Max, they was pretty good, but you can't say, bro, that they was irreplaceable. I wouldn't just say they was irreplaceable. It was other guys in the league that could have been in that shooting guard role as long as they could shoot the three and play a little D just like Vernon Maxwell. That could have been good. That could have been, and we still could have been good, and we still could have won. Like Mario Ellie wasn't the best guy on the court. Mario Ellie, he could shoot the three. He wasn't just the best guy on the court. Like, and Vernon Maxwell wasn't either. But you wouldn't even have a sniff of championship without Clyde Drexler and Elijah Warren. So yeah, they gonna get the best. They gonna get all of the accolades and the glory. You got a ring out of it. You play with some of the best people in history. Hold your head. Be proud of that. Don't act like, oh, I need more love. I need more. I ain't getting my accolades. Nah, that's whack to me, bro. That's whack to me. Sickle Mig says, imagine being in the locker room with Mad Max. I'll go kick it with Mad Max, no doubt. I'll kick it with him. But Mad Max, he gotta know his place. Dan D says Ellie and Mad Max were pretty good players, but it was mostly all dream. That's facts, Dan Deach. Let them boys know. Let them know. He says Hakeem won a championship without another All-Star, which has never happened before. Yes, sir. Hakeem was in the championship his third year of the league, man. He was just different. Hakeem was different, bro. Don't forget Otis Thorpe. Oh yeah, Otis Thorpe, man, that boy was nice. Biggest guns in the West.
I mean, as far as me growing up, as far as like when it was the 94, 95, Akeem was just my favorite player to watch. Though, like what he was doing was just it was watching like watching art, but on the basketball court, man. It was
Yeah, Hakeem was my. Put it like this: Hakeem is my favorite athlete, period, of all time. He's number one. Hakeem is my mecca. Like he's the top gun, number one of all athletes of all time. Hakeem is my dude. He's my favorite player. So yeah, Hakeem's that dude. Like that's who I fell in love with playing. Fell in love watching basketball, watching Hakeem.
I think there was somewhere where I saw it was like because he's leading like as far as like he has the all time for block records, and they were saying how he was short-handed when it came to best defensive player. It was like always like between. I know Jordan got a couple, but like for some reason they were saying that Akeem always got the short end of the stick when it came to that.
As far as defensive MVPs or what?
Yeah, defensive player of the year.
He won I think he won two. I think he won two, maybe even three. Nah, I think he won two for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he only won two, but they were saying that he should have won more, being he holds the record for the most blocks.
Oh yeah, he's not even. He's like top 15 in steals as a center. That's what was really impressive. You know, he's like top. He may be top 10 in steals, bro. Like he was everywhere. The best defender ever. The dude was everywhere, blocking stuff, doing everything. Like he deserved that name, defensive MVP award to be named after him for real. Bumper said Sam Cassell was the underrated one. Kenny Smith couldn't handle Derek Harper ball pressure. Sam saved us. Yeah, I think Sam Cassell was like a second year player or second year player. I know he was young. He was young and he was quick. Sam was so quick back then. Sam was like Jalen Green quick back then, bro. Dan D says Hakeem I played the MVP in the Admiral in the conference finals, which was one of the greatest displays of a big man ever. Ask any big man who's the hardest big man they ever played against, and I bet you they say Hakeem. E.F. Hutton says Hakeem is top block, number 9 in steals, best defender ever. Oh, he number 9 in steals? I knew he was up there, bro. I knew he was up there. That boy was so nice. That boy nice, man, for real. But let's steer it back to the game. Now, my boy Frank asked me on the pod the other day about the second half of the season, this new year coming up, Joe Blue, and what I wanted to see the team improve on. I'm wondering, what do you think the team should improve on going forward?
Just to me, it's always been from the very beginning, even when we started the rebuild, it's just growth. Like I said, a sense of direction of where we're headed to, as far as one as a team, and as far as the players. When it came to, I guess, Evan Mobley and Jalen Green, I was always been on the Jalen Green train. And as far as this season's kind of been disappointing, because like you're hoping all these players that we do happen to pick take that next step, which unfortunately I feel like Jalen Green hasn't done that. And I don't know if it's crazy to say, but for me right now, I feel like Jabari's kind of, even though it's his rookie year, started off real slow, I'll say that. But I mean, we don't run the offense through him. We really don't say any plays. I think the only time we do set a play, it might be the first play of the game, and that's about it. What I saw for the last couple of games, but I see everything else that he's done. Like for today, he didn't have the most points, but man, the dude still had a double-double, 14 and 13 though. And like I said, for me, it's just more growth and sense of direction to see like who's going to be the superstar. Like to me, I see the talent in Jalen Green. The growth hasn't been there this year. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know. It might be both. Like as far as he didn't take into accountability to do something off the off season where like maybe he was going like how they said was more worried about his brand and modeling. Well, like there's a time and place for that, man. But like, I mean, what's gonna pay the bills is really gonna be your basketball career. It's not gonna be that.
Yeah, facts. Facts. So you want to see anything from Silas? You think Silas will make it past the trade deadline?
Nope. I mean, like the thing is, like, I mean, he'd probably be. I mean, he probably would. I mean, I don't even know. Like, depending on what's Stone. Like I said, like if this is part of his plan to tank, he might survive the season. You know, but like, there's always going to be two sides to the story where you don't know if like they say he's trying to win, then like, well, dude should have been fired weeks ago, but kind of hard to do that, and like when the dude's father just passed away, so it's just like, I mean, you're already being looked on like the Rockets aren't looking good either way. They're gonna look even worse by firing somebody when their dad just passed away. You know, so there's no win-win.
Facts. I hear you. I said I was gonna be more just apathetic about it and just take what comes, bro. Like whatever comes our way, we're gonna have to deal with it in the off season. Like I said, I think this season pretty much is a wrap. It's a wash. Um, we didn't start off good. We didn't. Our development is still questionable. Who are we trying to develop, and why? The rotations suck. It's just like, so I'm not gonna set myself up for anything and hoping, oh yeah, I'm gonna see this type of growth in any area, so I can be disappointed in it. I'm protecting my sanity and my feelings right now, bro.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, I mean, kind of like when I brought it up earlier in the season, which it's kind of coming to fruition right now. It's like the one thing that worried me the worst about Silas was the growth and development. Is like, are we gonna hold our players back? And that's kind of like how I'm feeling right now, where I'm worried like we're holding our players back from developing and like I said, we got someone's mama already on Twitter right now talking about his baby not performing the way he normally performs, and it's just like there's something when it comes to tanking and growth, and then there's just tanking and regressing and just looking like the worst team. And right now we're definitely looking like the worst team, and that's the reason why we are the worst team right now.
You are what your record says you are. Yusugami says, I'm going to watch today's game on YouTube. Wish me luck, y'all. Peace. Good luck, bro. You might turn it off before halftime. You might turn it off before halftime. Dan D says the Rockets outplayed the Great Bulls team in the early to mid 90s. That's facts. If you ever watched that interview about Michael Jordan, asking who was he scared of as a team and as a player, he said the Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon, because they had no center that could stop that madman down there. Dan D says, however, they were foolish enough to give the Admiral Award before the Rockets and Spurs game. Yeah, they messed up, but worked out in our favor. E.F. Hutton says, our team is good, our coach is good. Give Silas credit for showing up after 4 straight games where the ref played us. I hear you, bro, but time's up on Silas. Time's up on Silas, bro. Ira says, improve our on pure hustle boys are out of shape. It do seem like they be gassing, sucking wind early. Sigga Mig says, I see them letting Silas' contract run out. I agree, Sigga. James Pierce says, I'm pretty sure there's pressure from front office to be bottom 5 this year. Silas' weird rotations are about development, I bet. Okay, development, I bet. Are they really about development when you got a lot of other teams that really needs to be, guys that really needs to be focused on, like Jabari and Jacob and a lot of those other guys that really need good development. Tari, they not really being emphasized or utilized to say that they're working on development and development only. It just, it could be Occam's razor, bro. It could be just Silas is a bad coach. We're a bad team. We have a bad GM. We have a bad owner. we're bad. We're mediocre. We're not even mediocre. We're less than mediocre around the board. We don't have an average NBA anything. Truthfully, we don't have an average
Yeah, I wanted to
GM.
touch on that. Like the way you said, like we blame Silas and we blame Stone. Like, well, I'm starting to blame Stone now. And then, like, I mean, there's a hierarchy. I mean, how much would you say is like how much blame would you also put on the owner?
Yeah, if you watch that part, I did put some blame on him. I said he deserves some of the blame because he's cheap and he kind of. I think money is kind of what drove Daryl Morey and Tad Brown and all of the other front office personnel, even I think like the media members and the scouting people. Everybody left. Everybody is new from 2 years ago. So it was him. He wanted to come here. Either he wanted to clean house and handpick his own people to jump off this rebuild, and he didn't leave it in the hands of the people that's been doing it for decades. And this is the result. So it's all trickling down. Now you got an inexperienced owner hiring inexperienced GM, and then he hires an inexperienced coach, and then this GM gives him an inexperienced point guard to run. That's incompetence all the way through and through. Did I miss anything?
I don't think you have. I mean, I said like I mean, even if you looked at the depth of our team, it's probably one of the worst, if not the worst depth that we have. If not, well, it's the worst depth, and also like as far as if you were to compare it to last year's team, there's to say like I mean we have Jabari, but I mean technically our team is kind of worse as far as roster wise than it was the year before. So to be last right now, even though like the talent's there, it's not surprising to be where we're at right now.
Yeah, at least last year we did have a backup point guard in DJ Augustine. You know, and then we did have I guess, all right type of center in Wood. He was all right. He can at least stretch the floor like we need him to. He wasn't shy about shooting. He at least you know, had to pull out. Even though his defense was bad as hell, his offense was always pretty good, and we missing that. So yeah, we are. I think we are a worse team than we was last year.
And the only other thing that the other thing that I was thinking about was like the philosophy. You're like, I wonder if Stone's trying to copy the kind of still copy the Morey philosophy, where it was just like it's only threes, layups, no mid range. Where like, I wonder if that's taken away from Jalen's game. Because I feel like Jalen has an amazing mid range, which kind of showed last year, and you're not quite seeing that much of that this year.
Yeah, you have a point there. AI Productions with the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate that, AI Productions. He says, "Bless up, Chop Shop. Stone knows exactly what to do to win games. He's strategically choosing this route. Losing a lot can look very ugly at times, but we're at the mercy of those decision makers. These decisions can still get people fired though, AI. All it takes is Tillman to come in with a hair up his ass and be like, hey, I don't like how this is going. You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. Fire him. We back on the hunt for another coach and GM or whatever. It's all up to Tillman. So if Tillman is on board with steady losing, then I guess we'll see Silas and Stone around a little bit longer. But if he's actually going to get fed up and they're real rumblings like 97.5, they reported, it might be sooner than later than we see at least Silas probably be gone for sure. But yeah, appreciate that AI production. Appreciate that. Do you want to elaborate on that, any Joe Blue?
That's kind of how I said it. I mean, unless it's a Stone's plan of tanking, then well, he's doing a hell of a job tanking. But if he's trying to win, then ooh, it's one of those where like if he's trying to win, well, doesn't look promising right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure we are trying to tank. Or I don't know what the clear direction is. That's sad that we have the worst team in the league 3 years running, and we still don't know if we're trying to tank. Because every move it still look like we're trying to be half-ass competitive because we still playing Eric Gordon and we still got guys that's doing things that look like they trying to get theirs, and they're not really developing the draft picks that we get that we're getting to even come over here. So it's like, bro, are we really trying to tank or what? And that's sad. After 3 years, we don't really know if we tanking. We just ended up with bad records, bro. That's crazy. Arshawn March, he says, E.F. Hutton, how much more time do you need? 3 years,
I think that's what the frustrating part is. Like, as far as Rockets fans, as far as when you hear a rebuild, I think it's exciting hearing a rebuild because you're like, okay, we're going to do something different. There's going to be a different path from what we did when we had Harden, but it's kind of somewhat the same, but with less talented players. So it's just like, well, I'm seeing the same thing. You want to see something different, but you're seeing just the same thing though over and over again. That's just going back to, like I said, the broken record. Where I think Frank had said something as far as that he was disappointed when Green said like, "Oh, this is part of the rebuild." Like that's one of the last things that you want to hear from your young players, because it's almost like Jordan in his second year is like saying the same thing, saying, you know what, it's part of the process.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Let's see. Sickle Big says Tillman gonna make his son GM. I think he already have some power, at least within drafting. I think he really, him and Stone really collaborate on a lot of their drafting, because I be seeing him. I think he was in the war room when they was drafting and everything. So he do have some say around here. He has some say. Ronnie, what's good? Ronnie says, I think maybe get Mark Jackson as a coach. We need a disciplinarian, but I don't know if Mark Jackson is that guy. You got to think, Mark Jackson been out of the league for what, almost 10 years now. It's been a while since he haven't coached. Let's bring him to the G League and let him coach the G League about a half a season and see what he got. I really don't know, man. I really don't know what he brings to the table at this juncture in his career. Here we go. AI Production says it's not supposed to look like a tank. Yeah, I know we supposed to hide tanking, but bro, this clear tanking be going on. We see that. We be seeing people tank every year. Somebody like the OKC, they shamelessly tanked last year. And they ain't getting no fine or nothing, so I don't want to hear that. If you gonna tank. James Pierce says Stone is tanking. He loves drafting, but this is last year. He needs to get better on trades and valuing players properly. Yeah, I agree. Sigel Mig says, is that what it is? What this was like in the era between Yao and Harden? Not really. We wasn't never this bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was bad, but it wasn't never this bad, bro. To where we just couldn't win ever. We did have all right players to no, we didn't really have a superstar, but it was like we had a lot of good players without a superstar. We was like that. We was hunting for a superstar in that era. But we had all right players. We had all right players to where we at least was competitive and almost knocking on the playoffs some years, and just barely coming up short until we got Yao. Then we really not tanked, but we was really bad. Then we got Yao, and then we kind of rejuvenated like 2 years later. But it wasn't. I can't never remember it being this bad. Not this bad. You, Joe Blue?
Yeah, it's never been this bad. The reason, as far as when it came to Yao and like Harden, I think you had like a little time frame as far as it was like you had Yao, you had T Mac, and then you also had Ron Artest for maybe like a little couple years, maybe about a year or two. I think we lucked into the Harden trade, and the best way I guess I could describe it was the time between Akeem Olajuwon and Steve Francis. Probably this, as far as describing it, as far as it being that bad, because there was a time frame where like we did suck.
Yeah. Yeah, we did suck, but it wasn't this bad, bro. It wasn't this bad. E.F. Hutton says I want silence here after we use our draft and somehow cap to build a real team, not try with a college team. Man, you a real diehard Silence fan, huh, brother? I hear you, E.F. I hear you. Don't down that hill with your dude. Down that hill with your. That's what you're thinking. I think he would be a better coach if he had a better roster, maybe. But I don't think he would have been. He'll be an uber successive coach. I think he.
I mean, the thing for me for Silas, I mean, I was like, if you kind of look back as far as like his background, like a lot of his starting gigs, he kind of started being an assistant for his pops, though, which is why I say it's kind of like being a silver spoon, where like his pops kind of gave him the hand me down, because if you all you have to do is Google it, and you look like where if you kind of think of where his pop was coaching, kind of the same thing.
Yeah, apple don't fall far from the tree, huh? And but yeah, I mean, he did get his start under his coach, but I still think he proved his worth, because it wasn't like he did his whole career under his coach. You know, he did branch out and go under different coaches and learn different things from other coaches like Clifford, and I forgot the other coach name that he was under, and of course coach from Dallas. So I think he did kind of prove that he do have a basketball mind. I just think he don't have a coach's voice. A real coach is like the bravado of a coach. You know, like coaches got to come in and command the room. I don't think he got the command of the room like some coaches have, and I think that's his downfall. Like he don't connect.
Well, it's like, well, he came from Dallas, but at the same time, you're coming from Dallas, which potentially could be one of the best players in Luka. So it's just like, it's like I mean, that's like any coach. I mean, you could put me at coach and be like, if I had Luka, it's gonna make me look good. It's like,
Yeah,
if you have one of the best players in the league, it's gonna make any coach look good, technically.
facts. That's facts, bro. Yeah, man. Another tough loss. I don't know where we can go from here, bro. We just gonna cross our fingers and hope to die, I guess, and hope some miracle happen to where we can end up seeing a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
You know what's the trippy thing is, like, we went from we cured one thing as far as like not getting any more Knicks minutes, but like we went from one thing to the other just to substitute it with another bad thing, running a three-man center rotation. So it's just like we're never playing our best lineup, which is the frustrating part.
Yeah, it don't. This some either Silas is just ignoring what everybody else see, or we're tanking. Either way it go, we're a bad team, bro. We are a bad team. Either way it go. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it and cut it off right here, man. Appreciate my boy Joe Blue for coming up and rapping the taste and chopping it up with us at the Chop Shop. Appreciate all my CSG members in here. Once again, appreciate everybody for super chatting, AI Production and James Pierce. Appreciate all our new subscribers, Patrick Mitchell. Thank everybody for coming out. Man, y'all still rocking with us. Even though we're a tanking team, that's big. Y'all always show the Chop Shop love. Chop Shop, we appreciate it. Me and Frank, we gonna try our best to keep bringing this content to you and giving you all a platform to interact with the Rockets. Hopefully, we'll be able to stick together long enough to where this will be more joyous days and joyous occasions after the games. But CSG, stand up. Appreciate my boy Joe Blue like always. I'm gonna get up out of here. Go ahead and get ready for the work day tomorrow. Go ahead and get it good. Appreciate the Chop Shop. Appreciate the Houston Rockets, man. We still love our Rockets. Don't get it twisted. We just fair-minded fans and even kill fans, and we gonna call it like we see it. We're not no homers, but appreciate everybody for coming. Now, chopping it up with your boy Space. Check out for all the new material that we put out. Don't forget to go and look at our merch. We do have a merch. We can join the membership package. All the links are in the description. Check them out. Become a member. Become part of the Chop Shop family. Become a real CSG Chop Shop gang. Appreciate everybody, man. I'm about to be up out of here. Hit all the links in the description. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to see y'all next time. Let's go, Houston Rockets. Appreciate everybody.